Good evening. Making the headlines on Mello TV Evening News at 8. Man from Hanover charged with murder of 9-year-old Nikita Noel. JTA appeals to protesting teachers to resume normal duties as it seeks further discussions with the government. And fire on West Street in downtown Kingston this morning leaves more than 30 persons, including children, without a place to call home. And here are the details. Opposition spokesperson on finance, Julian Robinson, yesterday criticized the government's trillion-dollar budget as woefully inadequate given the realities of Jamaicans. Making his contribution to the budget debate in the House of Representatives, Robinson charged that the budget does not address in a meaningful way the fundamental issues that are affecting the Jamaican people.
Madam Speaker, when a government decides to spend taxpayers' money, it must listen to the people. That's right. I can't say I'm convinced that what we heard from the Finance Minister considers these questions, or whether he is listening to the people. At the very least, there should have been a provision in the budget for local government elections. If we call ourselves a democracy, we must enthusiastically take every opportunity for the people to be heard. Elections are consultations. Elections are opportunities for people to participate in governance. Elections give the people a voice. Yet, Madam Speaker, this government has not seen it fit to hold them in the constitutionally determined time. Madam Speaker, if things are going as well as the government says, then how is it that in a $1 trillion budget, $1 trillion, that the government could not find just over $1 billion to hold an election? Is it that the government knows in their hearts that the budget presented, with the theatrics, with the banging of the desk, simply does not address the basic needs of the Jamaican people?
Mr. Robinson argued that this has impacted the nutritional lives of ordinary Jamaicans.
The calculation of a living or livable wage thus provides a realistic methodological framework that is consistent with the economic realities of our country. According to a study done by UTech professor Fitzroy Henry in November 2020, which is about 2.5 years ago, it costs $3.29, or approximately Jamaican 490 Jamaican dollars a day, to meet a low-cost, nutritionally balanced diet for a single person. For a single person per day. This was done in 2020, 2.5 years ago. Statin has reported that food cost inflation since then, over the 2-year period, has averaged over 22%. This would put the average cost of a low-cost, nutritionally balanced diet for one person at roughly 600 Jamaican dollars a day, or 4,200 Jamaican dollars a week, as of January 2023. That 4,200 Jamaican dollars a week represents right now 46% of what the national minimum wage is, at $9,000.
And as we continue to track the wage negotiations between the JTA and the government, the Jamaica Teachers Association, JTA, appealed to protesting teachers to resume normal duties today as it seeks further discussions with the government on its wage offer under the new compensation scheme. Now, there have been ongoing protests involving teachers since Monday. According to the JTA, when the teachers' actions can be construed as industrial action, negotiations are typically not entertained. As such, the association says it needs teachers to go back to work to facilitate its return to the negotiation table. JTA delegates on Wednesday voted to reject the government's latest wage offer and for the association to engage in talks on a better agreement. The union says it remains committed to securing the best compensation package for all its members and will work tirelessly to that end. And in a Mello TV News follow-up report, detectives in Hanover have charged 42-year-old Omar Green, otherwise called Cornerman, construction worker of Barbary Hill, Lucy in Hanover, with the murder and rape of 9-year-old Nikita Noel. Nikita, otherwise called Jojo, of Kew, Hanover, was killed in her community on Wednesday, February 1. Reports coming into our news center are that a relative reported Nikita missing at about 7:30 p.m. after she did not return from school. The family was accompanied by officers and residents to conduct a search of the area. Nikita's body was subsequently found in bushes with a wound to the face. A post-mortem revealed that Nikita had been strangled. Green, who was subsequently taken into custody as a person of interest, was charged after the results of forensic evidence confirmed that he raped the child. Still making the news tonight, following the destruction of 8 buildings by fire on West Street in downtown Kingston this morning, more than 30 persons, including children, are now without a place to call home. According to reports, the fire broke out sometime after 8 a.m. and moved from West Street to Matthews Lane. One of the residents recounted the incident.
It's a drastic event. I'm not tell you, sleep in a general. Sleep, and I feel a piece of heat. I jump up and say, yo, be a smoker, you know? Fire and them thing that me have to run out. You see, me see people are run out with them youth and thing. Could get to save nothing. The whole thing burned down, general. John was star. When I run out, me see the amount of house I burn. Whole heap of house me see I burn on 9 to 10. Me I tell you. Big fire in a long while. And first big fire this. Me see it from me in a long while, general. Yeah, man, I'm in a dangerous situation, so I don't know how it's going to take place, you know.
Now, 2 units were needed to extinguish the fire, according to the York Park Fire Station's district officer, Bailey Hall.
Upon arrival at this location, several dwelling rooms were on fire. 2 medium jets was put into operation to combat the blaze. We got it under control shortly after. Several residents are affected, some completely destroyed, some partially destroyed. 6 dwelling at the back, 2 at the front, and 1 at the side. Information received from a resident that it started at 1:06. I am still investigating.
Minister of Local Government and Rural Development Desmond McKenzie has issued a warning to truckers hired by municipal corporations to provide water to drought-hit communities to stop charging residents for the commodity. Minister McKenzie was speaking at the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development's Bushfire Update Conference yesterday.
I want to make it clear that the funds provided by the government for the trucking of water, the water that the government is providing must be provided to the consumers free of cost. There is no charge associated with the trucking of water. And the water that is being provided is for domestic use only. The question was asked about car washing facilities. The National Water Commission, I am sure, will be monitoring those facilities, and so too is the municipal corporations, to ensure that whatever water is used in the washing of motor vehicles are not the precious commodity that we are struggling right now to find in our pipes across the country.
Continuing with the news tonight, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, Dr. Horace Chang, has recommended that the Green Acres Police Station in St. Catherine be occupied on a limited basis due to flooding on the lands leading to that facility. Now, the ministry's technical team has recommended a multi-layered flood mitigation system consisting of a non-porous concrete boundary wall, absorption pits, and trapezoid drains. Minister Chang has expressed his desire to put the building into operational use at the earliest point and plans to undertake minor electrical works, the replacement of windows and other improvements to allow for functionality. The drainage aspect is estimated to cost approximately $60 million. The police will occupy the building to serve and protect the residents of Green Acres and surrounding districts. Continuing with the news tonight, Mello FM in an outside broadcast this morning with the Mello Daybreak team highlighted Link, MoneyGram's first digital primary agent in Jamaica. As a part of their launched remittance service as Jamaica's first digital primary agent in partnership with MoneyGram International Inc., the feature, which enables customers to receive remittances straight to their phones in Link, was turned on with much fanfare this morning. Link delivered a series of high-energy, customer-focused events across Kingston and Mandeville as the brand unveiled its newest campaign, Money from Abroad in a Blink with Link. Users can reportedly collect up to 100,000 Jamaican dollars or the US equivalent daily. Over the next 3 weeks, the Martha Bray to Holland Road in Trelawney will have periodic closures to vehicular traffic, according to the National Works Agency, NWA. The NWA claims that a $20 million contract is currently being used to renovate the road. According to the statement, the closure is required to protect the safety of drivers and pedestrians and give the contractor time to finish important parts of the work. Motorists will be diverted to the alternative route via Market Street during the time of closure. According to the NWA's Manager of Communication and Customer Services, Stephen Shaw, the project, which began in February of 2023, is expected to be finished by the end of April 2023 and emphasized that it won't take a minute longer.
So the National Works Agency is currently rehabilitating about 500 meters of this particular corridor. Now, out of necessity, we have to close the road at intervals to facilitate some of the activities that are going to be taking place, to include improvement in the drainage infrastructure along this very busy corridor. So we are mindful of the impact, and so we do not intend to be there a day or an hour longer than is necessary to have the activities completed.
And that's our news package for you tonight. Thank you for tuning in to Mello TV Evening News at 8. I am Shellyan Hill. Do stay safe, pleasant viewing, and thanks for watching.